Good morning everyone. In this video I'm going to analyze the live price action for EU and DXY to see what opportunities may be available today. You're going to see my strategy and my analysis, so if you're interested in those then please stick around. Right, starting off on the daily as always, we've got EU on the top, DXY on the bottom. Now what's the daily showing us? Well, previous day, yesterday and Tuesday, we've closed out as this indecisive doji, wicks on both sides, so sell side and buy side liquidity taken. Clearly enough sell side liquidity was taken, or it was bullish enough to close out bullish, but either way it's quite indecisive. It's just taken liquidity from both ends and closed out. Same thing of course occurred on our inverse DXY. So that bullish momentum kind of died out, and so did that bearish momentum, at least so far. So which direction is today going to go? I think we'll see more on the lower time frame. There's not loads to see here apart from the fact that previous day, just took buy side and sell side liquidity. We've started off the day fairly bearish so far. Previous daily highs and lows on both are still present for sell side and buy side liquidity. So in saying that, I think we should go down to the 4 hour and see what that shows us. So on the 4 hour, we still have our bearish leg. We are correctively looking like we're pulling back. However, yesterday we spiked up, took a lot of buy side liquidity above these previous highs and into this 4 hour imbalance here. I think we've mitigated that to about 50%, maybe just shy. We've just barely come up into a premium, but we have mitigated somewhat of a POI, and clearly we've closed out as a high test, taking the buy side liquidity above these previous highs. Now price, as I said, is moving fairly bearish from that area, so possibly seeking out sell side liquidity after taking that buy side liquidity yesterday. DXY of course did the same. We've got this long low test wick, taking sell side liquidity from below these lows and nearly fully mitigating this imbalance here. And then obviously our overnight price action, where price has slowed down and created its Asia range. So on the 4 hour, we're still in a bearish leg. We pull back somewhat to the equilibrium. There is a lot more of a premium to go if price wants to go higher and fill this imbalance here. However, what we can identify is that we last took buy side liquidity and we closed out as this high test candle on the 4 hour yesterday. So into today, I think it gives us a small direction into bias, at least for this morning session. It may point towards a short bias, at least for the time being, just from looking at the 4 hour, because we have swept buy side liquidity clearly above these highs. So we may be seeking out some sell side liquidity or POI, which we may only see on the lower time frame. So there's definitely still more of a draw to go more into a premium, but in the short term, from this buy side liquidity, we may see something to the downside for now, but we'll see what the 1 hour shows us. So in saying that, let's go down to 1 hour, see what that looks like. So on the 1 hour, we can see our internal bullish structure, which is what we're building upon, having to pull back to more of a premium. Again, we have more imbalances above, which may draw a price. Now, as I said yesterday, we did take some buy side liquidity, but of course the 1 hour is still showing that internal bullish structure. We created this range in the evening and overnight. Now we have already come down within this imbalance on the 1 hour. However, we do have an order block below, which is a possible draw on price, as I've noted out here, which is in the more extreme end of the discount of this bullish leg here. Given that we're coming from a premium, we've taken some buy side liquidity previous day, mitigating these imbalances. We may seek to mitigate this imbalance and possibly into this order block where we may continue long from as support. So I think that's very clear in terms of the structure. Now of course this could break, but I think this would be the next point I would look for possible longs if we're going to go that way and show support here. Now we seem to be moving bearish, which is good for that bias of short-term bearishness into this POI, and we can see what price does there. On our inverse on DXY, we have the same draws. We have a real big imbalance here. We're quite diverged. We are nowhere near this imbalance on DXY, but it's still a draw in price. So is this premium with this possible draw, and this is also a draw in price as well. We have swept sell side liquidity here, as you can see with this latest 1 hour candle. We swept below all of these lows here. I can extend that across. We've swept below all those lows here, so we've probably swept Asia, which is a good sell side liquidity sponsor to go long from to seek out more buy side liquidity. As I said, we've taken sell side liquidity already, filling these imbalances below these lows, so we may seek out more of that premium and imbalance. So I think it agrees, more short-term bearishness, at least, you know, for now, into this 1 hour POI, which I think is a good point to look for possible support if we're going to continue with this pullback internal structure to go higher up into this premium. So I hope that's clear. So for now, my bias is short into this area. I wouldn't want to short further than this order block. I would then wait to see what price action does to see which direction we're going to continue in. So let's go down to the M15 and see what opportunities are available for today. So here we are on the M15. You'll see I've already got a position drawn out because I'm already in a position. I'll break it down for us just quickly. We have our break of structure around this area. You can see we created this range overnight. We had some SMC divergence initially here even between this low, and we broke down with some momentum from there and pulled back. Okay, so we had this M15 order block here at the top, SMC divergence. It didn't close out as a sweep like this candle did, where it looked like we swept one side of Asia, we're going to come for the other. All right, we're coming from that premium in this 1 hour leg. Like I said earlier, we're taking buy side liquidity up here and sell side liquidity down here. So it looked like we were seeking some more of a discount. Okay, so we had broken that structure, retested this order block here with SMC divergence to go short. You can see I've just missed TP by a little bit, so hopefully it does come back down and hit TP, or it may take me out break even, because DXY, as you can see, isn't moving very well. It didn't break those highs very well, unfortunately, so we'll see how that goes. Will be a shame, but we move on. Plenty of opportunities. What I would be looking for after this, if this doesn't work out to hit TP, is what does price do if it reaches down here, right? I'm going to want to see price to come down into this area, create some structure, maybe even sweep its own structure, then break to the upside, break of structure, pull back down, possibly corrective to a lower time frame order block imbalance, to then trade upwards. Now, of course, this is more of the pullback trend, and the higher time frame trend may be bearish. But if we come down and create structure down here, and especially if we maybe sweep an internal low for sell side liquidity, and then break of structure around here, pull back with possible inducement here, and then we have our lower time frame order block imbalance here, which we set our order to go long, stop loss just below the lows, back up into a premium. Now that's where I'd be waiting for my longs. I don't know what else could happen up here for shorts because I'm already in a position anyway. So hopefully this just plays out, of course, and then we come into here and I'd be looking for structure like I've shown here to go long from. I'd look for that support, maybe some sweep of internal liquidity, then the break above with some momentum, and then we can go long. So I hope that's clear. I hope you gained value from that. Any questions, let me know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.